Welcome back. I'm Pastor Alan Weibel, lead pastor of the Darlington First Church of God. I'm here with Faith Tyner, and it's so good to have you.
Thank you. I'm Faith Tyner. I'm a member of the congregation here and a licensed professional counselor here in town.
That's right. And we are looking at 5 steps to work our way through coping with the COVID-19. And this is step 2. And what's step 2 for us?
Step 2 is finding ways to cope with your feelings. So step 1 was accepting and validating your feelings. Now that you know what they are and you know they're there and you know how they're affecting you, we want to give you some healthy tools of how to deal with them.
Well, that's probably a good thing. It's like, don't just leave it at knowing that you have feelings, but what are you going to do with them?
Right.
Perfect. So how can we cope with some of these feelings? How can we deal with them?
Well, the first and easiest step is being able to control your physical reactions to your emotions. So we know that anytime our emotion begins to grow, the more anxious we become, the more stressed we become, the more frustrated we become, our body begins to respond to that. And as our body begins to respond, it then further fuels the emotional reaction. So they begin to feed off each other in a really negative pattern. And so the easiest way to begin to learn to cope with your feelings is to begin to control your body, particularly your breathing.
Okay.
And so my favorite tool that I teach all of my patients, itty bitties all the way up to grown-ups, is called 4-7-8 breathing. And essentially, it's a really simple tool to slow your breathing down so it systematically slows your other responses down, your muscle tension and your heart rate.
Okay.
So very simply, you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. You hold your breath for 7 seconds, if you can. Some people can't hold it that long, and that's okay. Hold it for as close to 7 as you can. And then you slowly exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds, like you would blow out a candle or cool a cookie. And then you repeat it several times. And what you'll notice is over time, as you begin to do that, it will begin to relax your body. It will begin to slow all of your other systems down, and then the emotion can't keep climbing.
Very good. You know, I did notice one thing is that when I was holding my breath for 7 seconds, you were talking longer than 7 seconds before I got to breathe out. So that may be a good thing.
So 4-7-8 is kind of the ideal version of that, but if you can't quite do it that long, that's okay. And some people, as they practice it and get better at it, especially if they do public speaking or singing, they'll find that they can do it a lot longer, that the 7 seconds of holding and the 8 seconds of exhale isn't quite long enough for them to get that response. So you can modify it to your need, but it's the idea of having that slow exhale and just calming that system.
You know, I practice breathing as well, especially like before I get up to preach and things like that. I just take a couple calming breaths. I don't necessarily wait for the 7 and 8 at that moment,
Yes.
But just those calming breaths just to relax my body before I get into that area where I know it's going to be a little bit more stressful.
Absolutely.
Awesome. What else can we do?
So other things that are natural calming things are using heat. So a heating pad or a warm shower or bath. Those are great ways to help calm your body down. They open up the blood vessel system in your body and allow the blood to flow and to kind of heal and restore things. It allows us to release tension. Muscle relaxation, there are a lot of different ways to do that. If you look up progressive muscle relaxation, there are a lot of scripts that will walk you through how to purposely tense your body up and then to relax it. And it sounds counterproductive, but it allows that tension to let go in your body. And just being able to kind of learn how to physically control things in your body to provide that. One last one that I hadn't really thought about before right now, but I use a lot with my kids, is providing pressure. So being able to do things like wrapping yourself in a blanket or giving yourself a bear hug or getting a bear hug if you live with other people and are in close proximity. Doing that, that's a really good one if you have kids. Just go over and give them a bear hug. If you notice that they're starting to stress out about something, just go over and wrap your arms around them. It will instinctively calm their system.
You know, as you talk about that muscle relaxation and things like that, I notice that if I'm anxious or struggling to fall asleep, that's something that I've learned to use over the years, is that tensing my muscles and then intentionally relaxing them. And I find if I do that for a relatively short amount of time, my body relaxes to the place where I can fall asleep.
Yeah, I use the deep breathing for the same thing. If my thoughts are racing at night, particularly with anxiety about things, if I use the deep breathing for just a couple seconds, it will definitely lull me into sleep.
Absolutely. You know, the Bible talks a lot about relaxing and being calm.
Yeah.
In Psalms 46, it says in the 10th verse, "Be still and know that I am God."
Yeah.
And that's that whole letting your body relax and know that God's in control. He has you. That there's nothing to be anxious about when He has you. It's just that relaxation. The other thing, what Jesus said similar things in Matthew chapter 11, and in verse 28, He says this: "Come to me, all you are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." He wants our bodies relaxed. He wants our soul to be relaxed, to be rested in Him. And I think that all ties together. Our body, our emotions, and our spiritual life all need to be at rest in God. Again, we're going to have some songs that we're going to link to that will help us to be able to just rest in God and to be able to bring rest and peace to our bodies. Is there anything else you want to close with that?
Just reminding people that we talked about in the first video, validating and accepting your feelings. It's really important to know that if you're not doing that and you're not learning to cope with your feelings, your body will convert it into physical symptoms for you. So being able to manage this well, coping skills come in a variety. We focus on the physiological ones because we know that's, if you're not dealing with your anxiety, it may turn into a stomach ache or a headache or muscle pain in your shoulders or your neck, wherever you carry that tension. So it's really important to be able to deal with your feelings in a healthy and productive way. Otherwise, your body will kind of take them on into a physical symptom.
Awesome. Thank you, Faith. I'm looking forward to hearing our next couple steps, 3 steps. So I'm looking forward to those.
Thank you.